Welcome to Yeshiva Daf. Shir sponsor Lui Nishba Sarim Yakasholm Daf Masitcho. We're holding in Metzia Daf Ches. We ended yesterday's Daf at the top of the Ches of Daf. Just to mention one thing that Taisha says. The Gemara said we're not talking about that literally we're cutting off things that to do. Because if we talk about that, it will happen that you will kill. You take an animal, you cut it in half, you'll kill her. Or said, you can say you shecht it, but what are you going to do? A towel is cut in half, you may ruin it. We wanted to say maybe it's for children. So the one concluded and said that we're talking about the domim. Taisha points out the Gemara never had a hava amino that, because we refer to shtars. When they say the shtar, you cut it in half. So we never thought you actually cut the shtar in half. Cut the shtar in half has no meaning to it. The pshat is we wanted to use the shtar as a money to take the shtar. So the shtar is alone. Let's cut that in half. So we know we cut it in half is how much you can sell the shtar, not the shtar itself. The same way by clothing and same way by beimo. I'm not talking about the actual beimo. I'm talking about whatever it's worth in the market. Similarly, we talk about shtar whatever it's worth in the market, and that's what we said. Yachleiku, we divide based on how much you can sell in the market. Okay. Says the Gemara, what do you see from here? You learn from here that someone who is Magbiyah Metzia Chaveiro picks up a Metzia for his friend, is koine. Who's koine? The Reuven picked up a Metzia. For Shimon is koine. The Gemara is going to say in a moment, where do we see it from? If you want to tell me he's not koine, you have meanwhile, each one is holding another edge. So you should say that Reuven is holding one edge. What's happening to the other edge? It's it's on the ground. The fact that it's the hand of Shimon doesn't help Reuven. Similarly, Shimon holds one edge, the other edge, Reuven's not helping it. So really, he didn't do Agbah to the Chayfetz. There's no Agbah. So what do you see from here? No. Reuven, when he's picking it up, he has in mind that whatever I'm not able to be koine, Shimon will be koine. And Shimon picks up the chayfetz, it has in mind whatever I'm not able to be koine, Reuven will be koine. Why? That's the point I'm going to say this in a moment. But the more I understand, each one has in mind for his friend. So therefore, it's considered to be that you're koine. Not purchase for your friend. If Reuven is randomly picking up Metzia for Shimon, it doesn't work. But here, because Reuven is taking for himself, so Mimele is koine also for Shimon. You have a migoy. Because I'm like koine to myself, I can be koine to others. Take that, I'm something alright. Reuven tells his friend, I want you to go and steal from me. And he steals. Potter. Right? Why are you potter? Meaning, a Mishnah potter, because they ain't shechad v'avir. How we know? You can't send a shechad v'avir. But we have two partners that stole, you say the chayav. My time, what's the reason that two shtofim are different? If the shliach was going to do it on his own, and he's not doing himself, so he's saying you can't be koine with somebody else. But if you're talking about that one is doing in das chaver and they're both a koine, I'm koine for myself, I can koine for others. Shmami knows. That's what we see from here. So Gemara says there's a difference. The first shita we want to say that can you pick up a mitzvah for somebody else? The other thing is I'm koine for myself, I can koine for others. Why I'm a chaver should not be koine? So this is really the Gemara is going to address it in two more blind afyut. Now the Gemara is going to say because it's a din of a teifis the bank v'alchoy v'moko shechav lachir. Can one you have shverel who borrowed money from many people, Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, etc. Comes now somebody and he holds on for one of the property for Shimon. Can't do that because you're causing Reuven, Levi, and Yehuda to lose. So you can't do that for him. Similarly is Metzia. The tzad of Metzia. Why is Metzia? Because in Metzia, what's going on in Metzia? You're telling the guy, I'm going to pick up the chayfetz for him. but everybody else in the street wants to pick it up. So you're taking yourself about Ba'achayv. So you have to take it for yourself. Once I'm creating myself, I have a migui. You got to create myself, I give credit to others. But if I'm not creating myself, so you have a din of Tizah Ba'achayv, go Shekav Lachir.
It's not really chas by multiple lives.
Right.
It's really chas.
That's the way.
So
it's truly saying is that maybe you can't compare because there you don't really have a loan, just a right. This mandalma, the one mandalma that says look at a chaver because Tizah Ba'achayv learns is exactly the same thing. And it's a good chiluk. You say now that you say we do say migoy. Cherish v'pikeach shigbil mitzio. Cherish v'pikeach the pick of mitzio. Cherish the one that says right now it's not able to be koine, but the pikeach is able to be koine. B'toch shekona cherish kona pikeach. Saying the cherish is koine, the pikeach is also koine. So what do you mean? Cherish kona the kona b'yad bendas. I understand the other half is be koine with the bendas with the pikeach. Ela pikeach v'may kono. How's the pikeach koine? Elaim or cherish kona b'yach lekona. And cherish is koine. Pikeach is not koine. Umay migoy. What's the migoy? Migoy dishnei cherish b'amakonu ayna mikoni. In other words, what's the din, as Rashi points out, that a cherish is koine? A cherish is not bardas. How's it koine? The answer is a cherish is koine because the kon derabon. What do you mean? The second special kona, the cherish is koine. So if two cherish picked up a chayfetz, the din is they're koine. So if I have one cherish and one pikeach, it should not be worse than two cherish. It's koine. So the Gemara, 1 second. Hi, mine. If the zohar makbet chaver kona chaver, want to tell me if you want to go with the tzad that someone picks up a Metzia for his friend is koine, ani melech de kamakbia la adat de chaver. That's only when one is magbia because he has in mind and want to give it to your friend. Hi, here the guy is buying it for himself. In other words, how can it work over here? You have over here two people holding on to the chayv. You have a cherish and you have a pikeach. I want to say the cherish is koine because migoy there two cherishim are koine. Yeah, but in two cherishim the special dit the card they have on each word is koine. So you consider them like for this purpose that they're bindas. But here the bindas is not koine. So and you want to say that's only if he has intention to give it to his friend. Here, the only reason you want to do it because of migo, because it's koine. That's why they both get divided. Here's not koine himself.
Shanta comes to come by cherish. It's not that the one made him like a baldas. The one gave him the money.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. For the purpose of this is when you have two cherishim, they're koine. They're koine. Say why? Hello, mitoch shaloi kona pikech lekona cherish. The opposite. Exact opposite. The pikeach is not koine. Why not? Because he doesn't have a kidney and someone to help him out in the other half. And therefore the cherish is not koine either because he doesn't have someone to help him in the other half. Right? That's what it is. Right? So as Rashi says in Dua Matchil, the only reason you couldn't tzorch shneim. Why? Because the tikkun will be like a shoulder. But the ela pikeach, but my koni will go pikeach, and the way should be a chesh, will go pikeach. The pikeach treats the baguette, which is in the chesh's hands, like it's on the ground. Right? So how does it work? So klapi the pikeach, there's no kidney. The cherish is koine because he together with pikeach koine, but the pikeach is not koine, so it doesn't work. So what happens when you have two cherishim? Also, the killing rabbanon the loyisel and tzui. There, there's a special day not to have a fight. The cherishim are koine and they're going to be upset. Here there won't be a fight because they're going to tell them you both not koine. Not you the cherish, not the other one pikeach. You're not koine. Okay, so that was the Gemara I wanted to bring. This is like we spoke about the idea of koine Metzia chaver koine chaver. I wanted to say that you have a din of zochid and sheh zochid chaver. And I wanted to then discuss how does it work when you have a cherish and a pikeach. That's how we got into it. But back to the idea that the deal for our Mishnah is that a Metzia chaver koine chaver. When I say koine chaver, one is mak the dog. So now we want to explain where do we see it in the Mishnah, where do we take it from. Where is Rabbi deriving this idea? You name me ratio, you want to learn from the ratio. Shnayim Machzim Talis, two people holding the Talis. Also, I call Makul Shali Vanag Batekulo. Vaya Makul Shali Vanag Batekulo. Huh? There's different. Here, each one says, it's all mine. I was Makbiyah the whole thing. And the other one says, it's all mine. I was Makbiyah the whole thing. So each one says, in other words, when they come to Beis Reuben and Shimon argue. Woman says, it's fine. I picked it up. What did you pick up? The entire thing. Shimon says, no, I picked it up. What did you pick up? The entire thing. They're both going to everything. So that is nothing to do with our sugya. We want to say over here, I'm going to be able to say, no, I'm not to say I relied on my friend. I did it myself. Now, you don't know what to do, so you split it. But I'm telling you, I did everything myself.
Well, if nobody, just unclear. If nobody's arguing, one guy picks up, his tack has to pick up the whole thing, or just pick up
It has to be the whole thing, Akbar.
No, I understand. So Akbar, you got mama's pick up
The whole thing. Akbar is just to pick up the chavitz. It's not Kenyan.
even if nobody else is arguing.
Yeah, nobody else is there. Elamai, see the next part of the Mishnah, next sentence. The first part of the Mishnah was Ani Metzia, I found it, the other one said Ani Metzia. Then the Mishnah has another sentence. This is mine, right? To say both. Lamali. Elo Mishnah is saying, give it to this extra words of the Mishnah is still the one could be kohen for his friend. Says the Gemara, no, we already answered the question. What did we answer before? Why do you have to have two parts of the Mishnah? To tell me one case is talking about Metzia, another case is talking about Mekach Memkar. The Gemara is saying about Krino, Reishu Metzia, so Mekach Memkar. We already said that's why you need both parts of the Mishnah. Hello, Misayfo. Look at the next one. Next part of the Mishnah. Reuben says the Taz belongs to me completely. Shimon says no, only half of it is mine. Hatul Amali. What is it teaching you? And the Mishnah says, Shvami no, I'm getting to this teaching you that when you have two people preaching together, and when one does for his friend, so won't be mine. We might do it. You were talking about in this case. We spoke to our Mishnah talking about two cases: a case of Metzia and a case of Mekach Memkar. So maybe we're talking about here, no Mekach Memkar. So what's the chiddush? It's exciting. Maybe I'll say this. The guy that says I bought the whole thing, he says I won the whole thing. The other guy could have said I won the whole thing, but he says, you know what? Half is yours. So by me admitting that half is yours, I'm actually being a Meisha Vedu. So maybe I'm not required to do a shul. Kamash no, I have to do a shul. Why? Because maybe he knows what he's doing. He's tricking the system. So if I'll say the whole thing is mine, make a shul. That's exactly his intention. So you know what? You know how people are going to believe me? I'm going to tell them, I don't know the whole thing. It's only half mine. And they're going to believe me. That's just part of his trick. That's why you put it in a shvur. That's a chiddush. That's what they tell me. Elo miyo. Ayu, next part of the Mishnah. Hayu shnayim roichvim agabei be'emo. You have two people riding one animal. And you want to say again, you split it. Hatu lamali, we need the extra words of the Mishnah. Elo Mishnah Yisrael shvabi no. I'm like, be a metzil chaveru kol chaveru. From here you learn, metzil chaveru is kol chaveru. If the chiddush is that by riding an animal you're koine. Actually riding an animal is koine. That's the chiddush. Right. So he says, we're going to see in Omud Beis, how do you koine with a rechiva? Rashi tesis. Rashi learns that a rechiva is not mamish mashicha. He's not really making the animal walk. The rechiva atzva is dim kinyan, and Tesis learns that no, the rechiva is the dim mashicha. But what we see over here, we see Hakavashvan, the rechiv nami koni, rechiv is also koine, elo miseifo. So that was the chiddush. I want to tell you that you can be koine with writing it. So this one why is the end of the Mishnah. If they are moedeh, or there's edim, so then you divide without a shvu. What's the case? Even make a tzivcha l'meima, right? If there's edim, tell you what's the chiddush. Ela metzia, talk about metzia. If they're moedeh, then they both picked it up. That's exactly the case. Not any more diuk. Not any more extra words of the Mishnah. The actual case. You have two people that are arguing, and the two people that are arguing, they're both avoided. They say, yeah, we picked it up together. Kara Chaver. Why Kara Chaver? They both picked it up. Chiddush is, how Magbi Metzia Chaver, Kara Chaver. I can be Magbi Metzia for somebody else. Says the Gemara, Rabbi answers what the Gemara said before. It's not because of Magbi Metzia Chaver, Kara Chaver, not Koini Metzia that someone else picked up. But it is because Zoichel himself, he can be Zoichel to others. So this is here that's the discussion of the Gemara. Can somebody pick a Metzia on behalf of somebody else? Or only if he's Zoichel for himself, then he's Zoichel to others. And this we'll see in the Yeshiva Yud really depends on the ideas of Tafis Bachar, because Shecham Nachir, when exactly you say it, when you don't say it. Okay. Says the Gemara, Yushnaim Roichvim Al Gabeim. So how do they understand? The Mishnah says, if there are two writing it, or the one who's Roichim, one is Mani, one who's writing and one is pulling it, so then you divide into half. Says the Gemara, my Yosef, oh, Marli, Rabbi Yehuda told me, I heard two things for sure. When you have a Rochav and Manik, Chad Koni v'Chad Le Koni. One is Koni, one is not Koni. I don't know which one is which. The one who's writing it, the one who's pulling it. So why Either be Rochav l'Chudu, Manik l'Chudu. Talk about someone riding an animal on his own, or someone who is Manik pulling the animals on his own. Manik l'Chudi mi'ikaman domer l'Koni. Manik is a Mashiach. That's the guy's a Mashiach. You're pulling the animal. So why should I be koine? So he says, even though we Kiddushin we learned that there is shitas that you're not koine, the Mashiach. But in other words, the Stam Mishnah holds you do koine. El took about Rochav is not koine. Right? So of course, what about the suffix? So if you have to pick and choose, the Manik is for this koine, and the Rochav is for not koine. Elo Rochav b'mokoim Manik ibayeli. You have the Rochav and Manik together. My Rochav adik da atofis beit. The Rochav is actually holding on to the animal, sitting on it. Or deal with Manik adif da'azim b'chamasei. The Manik is walking. So Rashi learns over here that the Rochav, in other words, we're saying Rochav and Manik each one is koine. But what trumps the other? Does the Rochav trump the Manik, or the Manik trumps the Rochav? What's a stronger kidney? If you look at Rashi says, Rashi says that there are two Shnei B'nei Lefareinu, Zeh Rachav is a Manik, Zeh Makushli, Zeh Makushli. So Amashul Echad Koni. That's what I'm asking. Who's greater, Rachav or Manik? Now, what's the problem in Rachav? Rashi says Rachav is holding on to it, and Rachav is a stronger kidney. Or Dil Manik, says Rashi, the Kazakh Chasevi he a Gedol B'Kidney. So Rashi learns that he's not walking because of Manik. Okay. Taisus has a big yisoid. I think more Taisus to say that we're not talking about the Yuskoini Rechiv and Manik. For sure, the Manik is better than Rochav in terms of kidney. Taisus brings that a Manik is a Mashiach. Of course, Mashiach is better. The question is for Chazaka purposes. The guy already was koine it. But now the shaila is who's holding on to it. Remember, there's two dinim over here. There's one din he actually picked it up. There's another din right now I'm holding on to it. I'm showing that I'm the owner. So as Taisus says, we go back to the whole time. He says, I'm the owner. Oh, why are you the owner? Because I'm holding on to it. What is a greater demonstration of ownership? Rachav or Manik? That's the question of the Gemara. Says the Gemara, Omar Avesi, Omar Yehuda, says Avesi, Yehuda told me, Nichzeana, let's see, Nan, a Manik Soifik is our boy, Vayeshiv Bakaron Soifik is our boy. So we're talking about that, we're talking about when you have, someone takes an axe and a donkey together. What is he over on? He's over on Kilayim. It's Kilayim of Rechivu. So you talk about if someone is carrying the animal, he's pulling the animal, these animals, it gets malchus. Someone is sitting on a wagon and gets malchus. Rameir Poitis, a Yeshiva card. And Rameir says, no, the one who's sitting in the car is not really doing anything. Shmuel says, no, the opposite. Rabbanan is the one who said, not Rameir, it's not a Shittas Yochid. Rabbanan is the one who says, he's sitting in the wagon, you're putter. Shramina rochav lechudi lekoni. Because she can know we call money. You see, maybe rochav was not koine at all. If he was koine, he was responsible for the fact that the animals walked.
Well, there's a rochav on a behemoth and rochav in
Okay. Yeah.
There's a whole mile by Kalayim. Why by Kalayim Yosef? Because the animal feels that there's a weight there and goes. So it's like you're causing.
So yeah, you're right. So maybe it's not exactly the same. You're right. We'll see more a bit later. But the point is, but Ma'aseh, you talk about it in terms of the comparison, is that it's on it. But the Torah says, okay, let's say it. So he says the Gemara, Omerle Abaye Yosef. So what did more say? You see, roll chud lekon, roll manik. So of course manik trumps roll. Many times, almost long, you said next anan. You told me now this answer based on Rav Yudo. You know, many times you told us this, but you never said the name of Rav Yudo. Yes, it is Rav Yudo. I remember also I told him, how can you bring a raya for someone who's riding, someone sitting down? Here's this is similar to what you wanted to say. Someone who's sitting on a wagon is not holding on necessarily to the reins. But someone who's rochel, that's what he's holding on to. Only Rabbi Shmuel which says not great. Holding on to the reins is not great. Unless you're pulling it. That's what he says. Right, Rashi says, because we're saying the koine, that's the Rashi I mentioned before. Metzia just to move. So here, when you have a Metzia, you're sitting on the animal, not necessarily is moving. So you see, Rashi learns the Reichib, not necessarily the animal is moving, not like Teitei learns different. So says the Gemara, that was one gear. So one gear, so Yosef quoted Rav Yudah. He says, interesting, maybe we'll discuss the Shul Machshav on the Daf, that you have over here, he says to him, I don't remember you ever saying that Rav Yudah is the one who said it. He said, no, it's Rav Yudah. And I remember this and this. Question, what do you mean with that question? Some say sorry, I skipped. Ikadam is someone to learn. Ikadam only about that. They say, "Ekipo shimai rochav miyoshev." I can't bring a raya rochav from Yeshiva. In other words, it was a question of Abai asked. Not that Yosef quoted that it was asked, but Abai asked, "I can't bring a raya from Yeshiva." Yosef doesn't want to say rochav. Doesn't want to say rochav. Right? He's holding him. Say he's not. Only achetani idi. We're saying rochav. We're saying it's not great. Even like I said before. If your friend gave you the Metzia, if the owner gave the Metzia or gave the reins, that's great. If you do it on your own, it's not great. And the Gemara explains the Churi that was going to explain why. My Loshon Metzia, what's a Loshon Metzia? Amar Rava, Idi Asberli, Idi explained to me. Adam HaMoiser Dova Lechaveroi. So it means to give hand it over. If the owner hands it over, that's a kinyan. To do it on your own, it's not a kinyan. So that's what it says. So you're saying over here, Metzia is not koine, and that's what we bring a raya here to Rech. Says the Gemara, Meisivei, one brings the question. You have two people riding an animal, so you say you split it. According to, if we learn according to the opposite, the Shmuel says, you're sitting on the wagon, you see that on the animal is koine. We talk about he makes it move with his legs. Right? Now, like I said before, the rochav alone doesn't mean he moves. Manik means he's moving. So that's manik. What's it with manik? If you're on the animal, make it move, or you're pulling the animal in front. So you're right. Trey governor manik. There's two types of manik. How the tema rochav if the manik v'tofis bo kamash. Meaning, you would think that maybe the one to say on the animal, he's a little more stronger, because not only is making it move, but he's also holding on to the animal. So maybe that will be greater than a manik. So we say no. They're equal, even though he's sitting on it. But in both cases, you're making the animal walk. So what is the Gemara coming to say? So the Gemara is telling us over here that we want to learn, we wanted to know what's the din of a rachuf, and we know that Shmuel says the rachuf and manik, one is stronger than the other. We want to bring a raya that rachuf is not such a short kidding. The Gemara says the raya is not a good raya. That's what we want to say. Okay, so we'll stop over here today. and Be'ez Hashem continue from here tomorrow. Kol Tov.